first day of school. Okay, I guess I better have a good weekend then. It was the only thing I could think to say. And I'm like, wow, that was weird. Just some kid playing a prank, I'm sure, because I'm going to look for the good in people, right? Okay? Saturday night. I'm sitting at home with all my friends watching TV. That means I'm, by myself. About 10 o'clock at night. Just getting dark out. I'm in a third floor apartment. So the street between, there's an apartment building here and here. I'm on the third floor. There's a guy on the second floor. A bunch of kids around the car. Kind of loud. All of a sudden I hear the guy in the second floor apartment across the way start yelling at me. Shut the f up. I've had enough of your noise and every swear word I've ever heard. He's yelling at these kids and telling them to shut up, that kind of stuff. I've got a baby sleeping and all this stuff, okay? So he's yelling. And the kids are kind of laughing, think it's sort of a joke and they think it's pretty funny. And all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom! I'm like, what the heck? He's shooting at me. So I'm down like doing an army crawl because it's like I have no curtains. So I'm thinking he's going like boom, 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 and you too, buddy. I was afraid. Okay, so I'm like, wait a minute, someone said they're going to assassinate me, and now I've seen shooting. This is crazy. I've never experienced anything like this. I'm from North Dakota. Sunday, the afternoon. Got sick of being in my apartment with nothing, so I go down to the AM/PM. It's like a mile away. It's like a gas station, grocery store thing if you're from there. Okay, so I walked in and I'm 21 years old. I'm naive as heck. I'm from North Dakota. I don't drink. I don't smoke. Red licorice, Pepsi. Okay, walk out. With my red licorice and my Pepsi. It's unincorporated Palatine. 5 Cook County cop cars come flying up with their lights going and everything. They get out and it's like, freeze! I'm like, whoa, this is cool. They're like, what's happening? They were looking at me. The guy put the gun like this far from my face. Said, don't move. And I'm sitting with red licorice and Pepsi. Really? I'm like, I didn't do it. I hope you never experienced this. Looking down the barrel of a gun is the most frightening experience of my life because you think that guy just flinches, you're dead. It scared the crap out of me. Not literally, but near me. And I was just sitting there like this. Like, well, someday they went in and did the Starsky and Hutch thing. You probably don't know what that is, but the whole SWAT thing where they went like, hey, clear, 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 and doing all that kind of stuff, right? Right? And they come rolling out, and it's like, oh, false alarm. So they boom, put their guns away, got in their cars and left. Didn't say one word to me. And I'm sitting there like, what the? I went back home, used my phone, called home, said, guys, I don't think this Chicago thing's for me. This whole thing, I've been threatened, I've seen a shooting, I've got a gun stuck in my face, I don't think I should be here. And my family supported me and said, hey, we're sure that's not the way it is there. Look for the good in people. Keep going, you'll be fine. And sure enough, not one thing like that has happened to me since then. I mean, it's the only time that all happened. Although I did go in the next morning when I went on the first day of school, my first day of teaching, 35 years ago, my first day of teaching, I walked in. You should have seen, I was like, looking at everybody going like, all right, who's got the gun? Right? I was scared. I didn't know any better. I didn't. There was a happy ending to the story. It's pretty funny. Next Monday, Linda Chapman, one of my fellow teachers, comes up to me and says, hey, Bob, you're the rookie in the department. You host the first department party. Friday at 6 o'clock at your house. I'm like, Linda, I can't host that. I got absolutely nothing in my apartment. She goes, yeah, okay. That was it. Tuesday, about 3 or 4 of my department comes up to me and says the same stuff. I keep going, I can't have anything. I have nothing. By Friday, they're all talking to me, and I'm in my desk in the department, standing on top of them. Do not come to my house on Friday. Tonight, 6. No, I have nothing. Now, when you say you have nothing, you have stuff, I've got nothing. Don't come over, right? And they're like, all right, we'll see you at 6. They persist. I'm like, what the heck? So sure enough, 6 o'clock comes, and bang, buzzer, and I let them in the security door, and all of a sudden I hear all this noise. What the heck's going on? I'm embarrassed to open the door because they're going to see how pathetic my life is. I open the door. Denise Forzak, another fellow teacher, and her husband, carrying a couch. Come in, set it down, sit down. Everybody showed up with furniture. When they left, my place was furniture, and that's where I stayed for the next 2 years. So it does have a happy ending, right? Okay? The ending wasn't what I wanted. My plan was to stay in Palatine for 2 years. And then I'm going to be a head basketball coach, and I'm going to change the world of basketball, right? And I'm going to be a great math teacher wherever I go, but I really want to move forward with basketball and be a head basketball coach. Well, I applied for a bunch of jobs, and I got turned down. Can you put your foot down, please? Thanks. Applied for a bunch of jobs, got turned down. Next year, I applied for a bunch of jobs, got turned down. Now, if you've ever set a goal, I don't know if this has happened to you, it happened to me, it's happened to me many times. You set a goal and say, I want to be here by then. And you get there, and it's like, you didn't get your goal yet. You didn't get your goal yet, right? And you keep kind of saying, okay, well, I'm going to do it by then. Well, that's what happened here. 10 years later, I had been to the final 2 people for 7 different jobs. Didn't get any. I didn't get any. I've been turned down so many times, it was crazy. Here's exactly what I felt like. Right? That was the picture of me. In my mind, I'm a reject. Nobody wanted me. I don't know if I can do this. As life has it, at the end of my 10th year teaching, I got offered a job at high school. Okay? And the way life would have it, my wife was pregnant with our first child. She had thrown up for 9 months straight, ended up in the hospital 3 times. Because I was going for a school that I'd been at for a long time, going to school that I wasn't there for very long, or I'd been brand new, I guess. Because of that, it would cost my family $10,000. I could not go home and tell my wife, hey, we really got to, tighten up at home and that kind of stuff. We got a first child on the way, and she's been sick for 9 months. It's not going to happen. So I made a decision there that I was not going to accept that job. It's the hardest decision in my life because that was my dream come true, and I had to say no. It was the right thing to do, and I did it happily because I knew it was the right thing to do. But it ruined my dream. As luck would have it, a year later, I get offered a job, and I accept a job at Schaumburg High School, where I spent 18 years. Then I accepted a job at a really great school, an amazing place, where I've spent 6 years. Woo! Right? I got to be honest with you, and you guys you will get this as you get older and go out in the world. You'll get this a whole lot more. If you know people who are in college, or maybe even just a little bit older, talk to them. The experiences you have here are amazing, especially for a guy. Think about where I came from, right? And I met my first African American person when I was a freshman in college. To be around this diverse environment, to be able to learn so much from so many is awesome. Well, anyway, through that time, I want to reiterate, I was a regular guy, right? Started with, I'm nothing special. I kept going when bad stuff happened. But I'm a regular guy. Some great things have happened to me over the time. We won a state championship in basketball when I was the head coach. And it was still called the greatest upset in Illinois basketball history. Okay, great experience. I got named as the state basketball coach of the year of all the coaches in the entire state. And I got named as the national basketball coach of the year. Okay, which is it's like 80,000 high schools in the United States. And I was the coach. I mean, that was really cool. I'm just a regular guy. I kept going. Great things happen to you when you look for the good in people, when you work with other people, and you keep going. I mean, I'm nothing special, but those are some special things. If I had looked at someone else and said they had those things, I go like, wow, that's amazing. And I come here and they name me as the director of mathematics. I get to be in charge of an incredible department of people who work very, very hard as professionals to be effective. Okay, they're leading in the state as far as the things they're doing in the mathematics department. And then I've gotten, for the Illinois Council of Teachers of Mathematics, I'm in charge of the state convention, which over 1,000 math teachers attend, and I'm in charge of the program to put that all together. I'm just a regular guy that keeps going, but that's amazing stuff. I get to do that, and I get to help people. At the next week, I'm actually going to be sworn in as the president of the Illinois Basketball Coaches Association, the state association for all the coaches in the state. I'm going to be the president of it. It's really cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. What's awesome about it is that I get a chance to help people. Because I like to look for the good in people. I like to do that. It makes sense. It makes you happy. And I've kept going for a long time. My daughters told me that you missed something, and I got to tell you because they'll get mad at me if I don't. Last year I was inducted to the Hall of Fame, And I also got this award. It's the AEO Meyer Hart Award, which is given to, you have to be a Hall of Famer to be eligible for it. They give it to you because of character. And I got that award, and only about 2% of Hall of Fame members get it, and I got that award. I'm very proud of that, but I go back and say, I'm not any different than anybody else. I kept going. I looked for good people. I worked with people, and I kept going. So that's kind of the whole point here, is that you don't have to be special to be special. All right, because this is math, I'm going to change up a little bit. Did I get a little preachy? I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to get preachy, but if I do get too preachy, tell me. We got to do a little math exercise. Yeah, I got you. It won't take long. It's very short. Pay close attention. Do not give the answer away if you've seen it before, and please don't count out loud. Count yourself.
This is an awareness test. How many passes does the team in white make? The answer is 13.
13, good.
Yeah, wait.
Did you see the moon walking?
Of course I did.
Yeah. If you've seen it before, it's easy to see. If you haven't seen it before, many people miss that guy. Yeah, it's easy to miss something you're not looking for. Fellas, it's easy to miss something you're not looking for, and I guess that's kind of my point, is that, if you were hanging out with 3 friends, and you looked at the bad things about those friends, could you find some? Absolutely. Would it make you happy? No, you got bad friends. If you are hanging out with the same 3 people, and you look for the good things in those people, could you find some? Absolutely. Will it make you happy? Yeah, because now you got good friends. And it's real simple. You find what you're looking for. And it's amazing as you have experiences in life. A couple weeks ago, this woman came and spoke to our faculty and spoke at another place. Anybody know who this is? This is Linda Blackman Lowry. That's easy for me to say. She was the youngest person to participate in the Selma Civil Rights Walk. They just recently made a movie about it, right? Very powerful. She was arrested, I think, 9 times before she was your age. She was arrested primarily because she was black, to be very candid. When she spoke, it was very powerful. I don't know if I can imagine a person who has a more different background than I do. And I'm listening to her speak, and one of the things she said, and this is rough, but they asked her about it, she was like, I hated white people. It was part of what she was about. But if you read about what happened, if you read about those times in that area, I hated white people too. The things that happened there were wrong. What she had learned through her travels and what she had done, she grew up in a rural place in Alabama where all she saw was African Americans. It's the only people she hung out with. I grew up in North Dakota. The only thing I ever hung out with was white people. We entered the same place. When they asked her, how did you make all those changes? She said, well, the only way you can do something like that is you just got to keep going. Sound familiar? Right? And I really believe that. It rang so true. Now, she found a way through all her stuff, and she got the discrimination that would make you cry if you heard all this stuff. She found a way to look for the good in people, and she's done that. It's amazing. When I hear her talk, when I heard her talk, she's saying the same stuff and doing many of the same things I'm doing. We couldn't come from more different backgrounds, yet there it goes. She had one very powerful message. She talked about Ferguson. She didn't really help the people in Ferguson. She told them they need to help themselves. She was inspired by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. She went to see him by mistake. And the biggest message she got from them. Could you guys stop your conversation, please? And if you want to do that, you can go somewhere else. Um,